Shout out to Nathan Sterling. He suggested something in my Facebook boxing group, Hatman Boxing, which I should have thought about, really. He asked the question, can the WBC mandate Deontay Wilder to face Anthony Joshua? In other words, can the WBC make Anthony Joshua the mandatory challenger for Deontay Wilder's WBC belt? And the answer is, yes, they can. Now, normally, champions of different sanctioning bodies cannot be mandated to fight each other. Normally, for example, with Wilder, he's the WBC champion. Normally, the WBC, in years gone by, they don't even rank the champions of other sanctioning bodies within their ranking system. Same with the IBF. They don't put WBC champions in the IBF top 10 or the WBA top 10. That's how it's been for years. But recently, over the past couple years, the WBC have made the unprecedented move of turning champions of rival sanctioning bodies into mandatory challengers for their own champions. They did it, the first time I can remember, was when they made Sergey Kovalev the mandatory challenger for Adonis Stevenson. Sergey Kovalev at the time was WBO and I think maybe WBA as well. Light heavyweight champion. He certainly at least had a WBO belt. But he was the champion of one or more sanctioning bodies. And the WBC made him mandatory for Adonis Stevenson. And more recently than that, I think it was more recently, they made Gennady Golovkin the mandatory challenger for Canelo Alvarez. Who remembers that? Golovkin had belts. He had a WBA, I think IBF. Canelo at the time had a WBC. And they made Golovkin mandatory for Canelo. So this is unprecedented stuff from the WBC. It's never been done before, to my knowledge, previously in boxing, but the WBC are doing it now. However, they haven't sought to do it in this situation with Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. They've talked about how they support this undisputed unification fight, but they haven't made that move, which they made in the light heavyweight division, where they mandated Stevenson to fight Kovalev, or in the middleweight division when they mandated Canelo to fight Golovkin. Why aren't the WBC doing it in this situation too, since they have that ability? Do it here. It'll be the perfect time for them to do it. Instead, what they did is they've mandated Deontay Wilder to fight Tyson Fury, a man who has no belts. And that raises the question, how can they mandate Fury against Wilder when they've already got a mandatory challenger in Dominic Breazeale? You know, it would be more understandable if they were mandating Wilder to fight Joshua, because at least that's a unification. And we know that unifications trump mandatories. So the WBC appeared to be helping Deontay Wilder in the Tyson Fury situation, helping him make money with Tyson Fury, and maybe even helping Tyson Fury. In fact, that probably is more accurate, isn't it? I mean, to some degree anyway. Because it appears as though they haven't given Deontay Wilder a choice about whether he wants to fight Fury again or not. Maybe the WBC look at Tyson Fury and say, you know what? We'd rather have this guy as our champion. Maybe he can fill out stadiums in the UK. Maybe he can pay us more than Wilder's paying us. Maybe they're thinking along those lines. But one line they're not thinking along is making Anthony Joshua the mandatory for the WBC, which is something they can do. There is precedent for them to do that. They've done it, as I mentioned, in other divisions in recent years. And as somebody who is desperate to see the undisputed heavyweight championship fight, I wish they would do it in this situation. Why are they not doing it in this situation? I'll leave that for you guys to answer and speculate about. Drop your comments in the comment section below. It's happening, I'm out. Join me on Patreon. I upload a minimum of 2 podcasts every single week, covering a wide variety of controversial topics, as well as live stream Q&A sessions. Take a look on screen right now at some of the podcasts I've produced so far. For just $3 a month, the equivalent of about £2 a month, you get access to all my new podcasts and my entire back catalogue of past podcasts, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen on your computer or on your smartphone or tablet by downloading the Patreon app from the Google Play Store or the App Store for free. The Patreon app also allows you to download each podcast in MP3. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to dozens of hours of exclusive content. It's easy to sign up, there's no contract, and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of free and critical thinkers by signing up with me here on Patreon today.